Yo, what's going on, you guys? Today, I'm gonna be comparing the two most popular online businesses, Amazon FBA and Shopify Dropshipping. Because when I started out, I also wanted to know if Amazon FBA is better or Shopify Dropshipping is better. Now, just a disclaimer before I start, both of these business model work and you can make hundreds of thousands of dollars from both of these models. It just comes to your personal preference, and I'm just going to be breaking down the pros and cons, and I'm also going to be telling you guys which one I prefer and which one you should go with in my opinion. However, at the end it comes down to you. So I'm going to start off with Shopify. So the pros are it's low risk, and what I mean by that is in Amazon you need to buy inventory upfront, and maybe you'll buy 500 units, and then once you buy it you need it to be sold. Unlike in Shopify, since you're drop shipping, you don't have to worry about it being sold. Let's say a product doesn't work out, you're not going to lose a ton of money since you don't have inventory locked up. And this also ties into the second point, which is low startup costs. Since you're not buying inventory, you don't have a huge cost, unlike in Amazon where you pay $2,000, $1,000 to get the inventory. In Shopify, all you have to do is dropship the product, and in the beginning you don't have to pay for anything. You can even start off with free, otherwise you can advertise, which is less than $100. Thirdly is passive income. Both of these are passive income. So what I mean by that, if you guys don't know what passive income means, is you're not trading your time to earn the money. It can be done passively, and you can hire virtual assistant to fulfill the orders, so that way you don't have to touch the business. It's just gonna keep making money no matter what you do. And the same thing goes for Amazon. It's also passive. It's more passive than Shopify, and I'll tell you guys why. But let's just keep moving forward. Moving on, it's easier to start a brand with Shopify because you can create an Instagram page and theme the website with your with the same category of products that sell well. Unlike in Amazon, you really have to do your product research. Let's say you're selling a baby product, then the next product is a sports product. It wouldn't make sense to brand them in one company. That's why it's hard to build a brand with Amazon FBA, because you have to find high selling products in the same category, which is often not possible. Usually you'll find one product that in the baby niche and one product in the sports niche, so you can't really build a brand around your product. Unlike in Shopify where you can find a product and then choose product in the same category to sell. And lastly, it's easier to collect customers' email on Shopify because you can give them 10% off on your store if they sign up to your email address, which is a huge asset because you can retarget them, market to them when your new product comes out. While in Amazon it's a lot harder because they have to go to your social media page, because on Amazon it doesn't give you the option to ask them to join your newsletter. So it's a lot harder on Amazon than it is on Shopify. And as you guys know, customers' emails are key to sales. So moving on to the cons, you'll start off with 0 customers, and what I mean by that is you will literally have no one knowing about your brand unless you tell your mom or your dad. But no one will know about your brand, and you will have 0 followers. So you really have to advertise a lot and market your brand and get following so you can make more sales. Unlike in Amazon, it already has a huge marketplace with 300 million active users, and you really don't have to market a lot to get sales. Now moving on, probably the biggest con of dropshipping is you have to do a lot of testing. And what I mean by that, if you want to find the god product, there's no software unlike Jungle Scout where you can look for products over there. In Shopify, you really have to trust your own judgment and test a lot of products before you find the successful product. So yeah, a lot of testing is involved. Unlike in Amazon, like I said, you can go to Jungle Scout, enter criteria, and you'll get a lot of products ideas. Now moving on, the products on Shopify have a really short lifespan compared to Amazon FBA. You'll probably find a trending product and you'll get sales for 3 or 4 months, and then it will slowly die off. Unlike in Amazon, you can sell the same product for a year and it will stay the same. But in Shopify, more and more dropshippers jump into that product, so the life cycle of the product is a lot shorter compared to Amazon. Now lastly, I'm going to talk about everything about marketing. So on Shopify, like I said, you'll start off with 0 customers, so you have to use Facebook ads, Instagram influencers, make the ad, make sure it's appealing. So you really gotta know how to market your product properly if you want to get sales. Unlike in Amazon, you can start off with 0 marketing, or just Amazon PPC where it requires no creativity and you can just start selling on it. So I think that's the second biggest con, is marketing, because you constantly have to market your product and have good ads in order to get sales. So let's move on to the second business model, which is Amazon FBA. So I'm going to start off with the pros. So firstly, it has the biggest online marketplace, which is one of the biggest pros of Amazon. So unlike in Shopify where you start from 0 customers, on Amazon they already have 300 million active users. So you can start making sales from day one. You don't really need to advertise if you don't want to. As long as you have a good SEO score and you do everything perfectly, you can make sales from day one without advertising, unlike on Shopify where you have to pay influencers or do Facebook ads to start making sales. Furthermore, it's less work after you find the product. So once you find your perfect product, all you have to do after that is send it to Amazon FBA's warehouse, and from that you're pretty much done. You don't really need to monitor anything. If you guys want to, you can monitor PPC if you're running it. However, it's pretty passive from there, because all you have to do after that is refill inventory. And unlike on Shopify where you're building a brand on Instagram, so you're posting pictures, fulfilling orders, answering to customers' email and stuff like that. And also Amazon has a longer product life cycle, and so your product can last up to a year, 2 years, 3 years, depending on what product it is, and you can constantly keep making sales. Unlike on Shopify, it has a shorter life cycle. Just like I said, your product can die off in like 4 months or 5 months. It's definitely not gonna go till a year. Now lastly, no marketing experience is needed in Amazon FBA. So unlike in Shopify where you're making a Instagram influencer ad, Facebook ads, and trying to learn how to do Facebook ads and everything like that, on Amazon you can start off with 0 marketing experience. All you have to do is run the PPC, and in the beginning you're going to be running automatic PPC, so you really don't have to do anything. You guys can learn more about Amazon PPC in the video, which I will link in the description below, and that goes through everything about Amazon PPC. And if you guys have watched that video, you would know how easy it is and how you don't really need any experience in marketing. Now probably the biggest con of Amazon FBA is the high startup cost. So in the beginning you would need at least $1,000 to start, because you would need to order inventory and everything like that. While in dropshipping you can start off from $0, and it's also high risk in Amazon since you would be stacking up on inventory and you want it to be sold out, so if the product is not selling well, you lose money. Secondly, it's also harder to build a brand on Amazon FBA, since you would find products like, let's say you're selling a product in the baby niche, you'll probably find a second product in another niche, like in sports niche, so it wouldn't make sense to brand them under the same company. So that's why it's harder to build a brand from Amazon FBA, while on Shopify it's much easier because you can find products related to your main product. And lastly, Amazon FBA has a lower profit margin, at least in my experience. I know some people can make a high profit margin in Amazon, however I couldn't find those examples. In my experience, there's lower profit margin in Amazon, while in Shopify you can sell products at 70%, 60%, 80% profit margin. So that's the last con of Amazon FBA. Now moving on, which one do I prefer? Personally, I would go with Shopify Dropshipping, simply because there's no startup cost and it's low risk, so you can keep trying your product out, keep testing, and then you'll eventually find a product. While on Amazon you really need a good sum of money to start it, and let's say your product fails, you would need to save up again to start another product. So if you have the money, you could go with Amazon FBA. However, I still prefer Shopify even if you have the money, because you can keep testing your product, and then once your products are successful and you're making money from Shopify, then I would prefer going to Amazon FBA and branching off to that. But again, it comes down to your personal preference. If you think you're not a good marketer, then Amazon will be better, and if you have the money, then you can start at Amazon. Also, Amazon is more passive because you're not worrying about fulfilling orders or managing your website or anything like that, because Amazon is doing it for you. And that's gonna wrap it up here, guys. Again, it all comes down to personal preference. I just broke down the pros and cons for both of the business models. In my opinion, both of them are really good, and it depends on your personality, which type of person you are and what you're good at. So leave a like if you guys made it to the end, and leave a comment down below if what you guys think about Amazon FBA or Shopify, and which one do you prefer. And subscribe if you're new. I'm trying to reach 100 subscribers by the end of March. And yeah guys, I'm out. Peace.